Hi, my name is Jay Oza. I teach, mentor, and coach people on public speaking so that they can give winning high stake speeches. Today, I have a thought, which I call it the thought of the day, and it has to do with corporate responsibility. With the election in November of Donald Trump, a lot of people have said that in middle America or a lot of different places, all over the place, certainly the people that voted for Donald Trump were angry regarding their economic situation. A lot of jobs have left, and they're just unhappy. And as a result, they kind of betted on this one guy with no experience, hoping that he can somehow, help the situation. We'll see whether that'll work or not. But I'll tell you something that very few people focus on, which I have found from my personal experience, that I think is contributing to this. And it has to do with corporate responsibility. Corporations today are not that closely tied to their community. Now, I know that you're going to say, well, some of them may be, but overall, if you look in your community, contact the big companies that are located in your community and see how much do they really support the community. The place where I live, we have some big companies here, some companies that are worth like market cap are $10 billion. And then we have typical big companies like Costco and others. And they are very bad at helping out the community. Try it. Contact them. See if you can get them to donate any kind of money for some kind of fundraising you're doing for children, essentially, schools like band or whatever. You'll never hear from them. And not only that, sometimes they'll be outrightly hostile if you try to contact them. And it's not like we're asking a lot from them. They take so much from the community. We're asking like, maybe $500, maybe $1,000. That's not much for these companies. They make tons of money in these communities. But they don't see it as their responsibility. To give you a case in point, I said to a company that's located in my town where I live called IFF, and I've contacted their main office in New York. I contacted where they're located in the town that I live in. And I said, who is responsible for community relationship? They don't have anybody. They don't even believe that there needs to be any kind of relationship with the community. And that is the problem, that these companies are making tons of money, but they're completely disconnected from their community. They don't see as their responsibility that, hey, we're in this community. We need to somehow help out these schools, community outreach, let the students come in and come take a look at our facility, see what our wonderful things do. There is no community relationship at all. They don't believe in it. They don't even want to spend time in it. And they don't even make any kind of inquiries. How can we serve the community better? And this is something that has been overlooked. I know politicians always like to pick and get people angry, but that a lot of that anger should turn towards the people out there that are benefiting from communities. And I bet you in all these different areas, there are companies that are located there that have no relationship with their community like they did in the past. And it's kind of interesting that Ronald Reagan, when he gave tax cuts to companies, the main reason he did that was he felt that when you give tax cuts to companies, that they will use some of that money and be able to direct it to the community as they see fit rather than the government coming in and doing it. Well, guess what? That hasn't worked. It was a good intention. He was a well-meaning president, but the reality is it hasn't worked. It doesn't work. And we keep hearing Republicans saying that, hey, let's just give money to these corporations and all that. That'll somehow make a difference. Well, it's been done. It doesn't work. Companies don't do that. Once you give them the money, that just gets put in people's executive salary or whatever. But it doesn't get into the community in any way as far as training is concerned, as far as helping out with education, schools, or anything like that. They just don't understand how to do it. There's no organization within these companies on community outreach or community development or any sort. And as a result, the people live in a community, could be living next to one of the biggest multinational, and it's almost like they don't even exist. There's like a big chasm between where you live and these companies that are extremely successful. So if Donald Trump is watching this, what he needs to target is what Reagan did, which he wasn't able to succeed, because otherwise we wouldn't have this mess today, is get this community and see what kind of an outreach programs do they have, where they help schools, whether they help parks, whatever, to make it a pleasant place to live and educate the people, take some responsibility. If the people in that community are falling behind, then take some responsibility and say, look, we're going to create a program as being a member of the community and educate people. And these are the kind of things that has to get done. Otherwise, giving them more tax break isn't going to work. Government can come from the top and dole out money, but a lot of times that's not a good use of the funds. So we need someone like Trump to use his bully pulpit and get these companies to be more engaged in their community. Get them to help schools out. Band. Band is a very important thing. It's a really good for student development. It's the only sporting activity where boys and girls play together. There's no other sporting activity that does that. And it's a very difficult activity. I see it all the time. And these are the kind of things that these communities need to do, these big companies that do. Now, I could tell you, the small companies do their part. They realize it, that community is the reason why they exist. The big companies don't. So I just want to make it clear, this is not for small businesses that are located in a particular region. They realize that lifeblood of their success comes from the people that they have to take care of. That's not the issue. The issue are these big companies that come in, like the Costco's and you name it, the Walmarts and the multinationals. They're completely disconnected from the community. And this has got to change. If this is not changing, then I don't think anything that the president or anybody's going to do is going to make a difference. This is where the responsibility is. These people have been given a lot. They need to give back more. Not like bringing just jobs along. Jobs is fine, because if you train the people, then the jobs will come. But a lot of these companies are not engaged. They don't even know what's going on. So anyway, that's my thought for the day. And if you have any comments or questions or whatever, let me know. And thank you for watching.